Hi Virgo. This reading is for, or these readings rather, are for anyone who identifies as or is finding themselves very interested in a Virgo at this time. We are now at the very end of April. It's the evening of April the 29th, 2019, and we're still in the first part of Taurus season 2019. So these two readings will be for Taurus season 2019. And I do want to do two readings for you Virgos because I missed doing a reading for you in March altogether. And since it's so late in April, before I could get to your April reading and your sort of makeup reading for March, we're just going to go ahead, like I said, and look at Taurus season. So we'll get to take a look back. I look back to how Taurus season began from the time of the full moon in Libra, and I'll look forward through most of May. This first reading is your general here, and you have the Eight of Swords reversed and the Death card upright. Of course, you saw the Star card on the bottom of the deck to get started. I'm just going to face these toward me for a couple of minutes just to get the cards out, and then I will, here's the Star card again. And then I will, I'll flip them around. I'll flip the reading around to face you, Virgo. So yeah, this first reading is a general reading for you. And for lack of a better way of describing it, right? Because then in the second reading, my intention is to look more specifically at your love lives, Virgos, or Virgo cross watchers. Virgo lovers. But oftentimes love related messages do come through in the general as well. You have the Page of Cups and the Ten of Wands in the recent past now. That's the Page of Water. You can't see all of these, can you? You know what? We'll just do these like this until we flip them around. Sorry about all the background noise. If you can hear my cat wheezing and the car alarms going off in the distance, etc. Yeah, you might be able to see that a little bit now. So you've got the Page of Water there. And the root of the situation, the Ten of Fire in the recent past. The Eight of Air reversed, freeing yourself from limiting beliefs at present, crossed with the Death card, with rebirth, freeing yourself from limiting beliefs that have been holding you back from being a whole new you, that have been holding you back from letting certain people or things, habits, ways, conditioned behaviors, thoughts, heavy weights. It's been a heavy weight on your heart to hold on to these things, and it's a heavy weight, and or it's a heavy weight to let them go. But it's part of becoming this new person at present. because in the recent past you took a break from a creative spiritual journey, something that you've been working on, Virgos, or took a break from working on things with, working on something that you were passionate about. Or maybe not so specifically, just in some way released a burden with the Ten of Wands reversed. Just let a weight go in general. Like I said, I feel like you couldn't hold on to it because it was a weight that was heavy on your heart. And then so you're shedding things. You're shedding old ways of being, or like I said, old habits, old people presently. It goes hand in hand, I think, with this new you, this new way of life comes as a result of freeing yourself from limiting beliefs. Getting to know yourself better. Congratulations. And this in your near future, with the Aquarius card showing up for you, I've been meaning to do this reading for a couple days, Virgos, and the star card continues to show up every single time. With that continuing to show up, I feel like some of you are dealing with Aquarius energy in general. The fact that Uranus is in Taurus is perhaps weighing heavily on some of you because of placements in your chart. Specifically, of course, there's Aquarius energy in all of our charts. But some of you are dealing with someone who identifies as an Aquarius around you, close to you, or again, just the fact, the energy of Uranus being in Taurus specifically for some reason around this time during Taurus season. I'm sure that's affecting everyone in some way, shape, or form, right? And then, Aquarius placements, Aquarius energy, and you're in your own chart that's coming alive, etc., right? And then, but that, I feel like with that showing up so much and being on the bottom of the deck at the start of the reading again, has may mean that that's a lot of what this is about, which is in the near future. Shedding light on your own situation through believing in yourself, believing in, I think, this new version of yourself. Rejuvenating yourself after stripping yourself of a lot of things that just can no longer be part of who you are, who you want to be for your own health. I'm feeling like I said, a weight in your heart, which could definitely, it feels deep enough to manifest into real physical health detriments, dangers, Virgos. And that's, your card, the Hermit card, this is a Virgo card for me, is reversed in the advice position here. With the Four of Pentacles upright, this need to be aware if you're not feeling like yourself, why and how and in what way, and how you might correct that to protect your boundaries in any way necessary, especially related to matters of your health, matters of your physical well-being in general. Okay? But also to lean into balance in all things. Also simultaneously to lean into, sorry, I wasn't even aware of the ad for a second there. But also simultaneously to lean into any inclination, Virgos, to come out of your shell this season, Taurus season. It's spring. It's the second part of middle of spring, right? It's, well, more beautiful in a warmer way, at least where I am anyway. For a lot of you where you are as well. So and if that is part of this, rejuvenation, this picking yourself up after shedding lots of things that may be very painful for you to shed, Virgos, then of course allow that to be part of your process. This is a long-term healing and growth, and a simultaneous growth for sure. As I said, it's I think having faith in this new version of yourself, the truest, newest and truest parts of you that you're getting to know. It's having faith in those parts of you that are emerging, and really having faith in those parts of yourself as a way of honoring those parts of yourself, because it's worth shedding skin, maybe people, or just habits, patterns, parts of yourself, all of the above, often when we see the death card, but shedding other things that felt very much a part of you, and it's likely a painful transformation that's taking place. So it was these new and true parts of you that are emerging as a result. They really are worth that process, and to show that and really honor that you are, part of that is having faith in that new version, that those true pieces that emerge, right? Replenishing yourself in whatever way necessary. For some of you, that will mean, as I said, coming out of your shell. For others, not so much. For others, there's still going to be a period of withdrawal. Ultimately, well, there will be rejuvenation in the near future, and that is what this is about, is illuminating that. I think some of you are really feeling the darkness, the heaviness of shedding people, places, patterns, habits, old ways, old vibrations, old addictions even, etc., old versions of yourself, old comfortable attachments. Comfortable attachments. But there will be this rejuvenation, and I feel like that's so much of what this is about. Because, and I think maybe, maybe part of this is getting you to understand. I know I said I was going to flip this towards you. I will for at least a couple minutes. I'm sorry, I'm just still with it. Wanting it facing me, in front of me. But I think it's about illuminating that for you, so that you are open to receiving this energy from the divine, from nature, from the spirit of nature, from the cosmos, from whatever is divine, divinity to you, from your higher self, your guardians, whether that's angels, ancestors, source, energy, all the above to you, right? Whatever that is for you, so that you're open to receiving it. Ultimately, with the moon card reversed, there may be, by the end of Taurus season 2019, Virgos, a sense of being disillusioned about someone or something. Whatever situation was associated with a burden you dropped in the recent past. Maybe was associated with a Pisces or an Aquarius in particular, Scorpio. The catalyst for this shedding of old beliefs, old limiting beliefs, patterns, people, places, all the above. Do also, as a piece of advice, be aware, another way to see the Four of Pentacles here, that you may be holding too tightly to your boundaries. Yes, you do want to be protecting your boundaries adequately at this time, particularly at a time of separation and healing, a time of transformation, clearing away old things and sort of hitting the reset button, rebirthing in some sense, but certainly a tender time of that is leading directly to healing if you don't sense it coming already. So that's definitely a time to protect your boundaries, but if receiving is an issue, like I said, I do think this star card shows up so much, so prominently, is shining so brightly for me in preparation for and during this reading for you, Virgos. I feel like there is this need, if coming from this reading here, for you to be open to receiving in general. So if you feel that there's a lack of receiving energy from others in general, time, love, yes, which, time, it can be a form of show, help, money, resources. If you feel like that's blocked coming in, be aware that you may be blocking it from coming in by refusing to let it flow out. There is this offer of emotion, of love, of sweet, uncertain, but kind energy in the root of the situation. That may be the energy of the person that you're for some of you, that you're needing to let go of. That is that might be the energy of someone who needs to be part of what's being shed. Let me flip this around to face you for just a minute at least. I actually think it's more likely, Virgos, that Page of Cups for most of you is representing you yourself making an offering to someone in the root of the situation, from your heart anyway, of your time, dedication, love, effort, energy in general, but from your heart, out of love, for something you love, because of love for something or someone. I'm going to keep pressing for just one message from the SpirtSong Tarot, Virgos, and this is the Radiant Rider-Waite. You can find information about all of the decks that I use in these readings and Lunartics Tarot's readings in the description box below, where you can find information about my services as well. But we are just about to move on to the love reading, just as soon as I get one last piece of advice from the SpirtSong Tarot. But I do feel like, yeah, that offer was made. It may have been made in an immature way, but it was made from someone who truly had, you yourself, I believe, Virgo, the love and abundance to give and to share. You may have made it in a timid, shy, immature way, but you really are someone who, just that type of immaturity in your delivery did not adequately do you justice, did not adequately represent who the offer was coming from. You could really deliver some of you may have been ready to be a mother to someone's children, or just that type of motherly energy, ready to nurture the now that takes it to a romantic type of place. That's just where my mind just went. This again is the general. We're about to go to the love reading, but you were ready to nurture something, ready to nurture someone else's or a shared interest in a relationship or a project, a work, a passion project, something. Like I said, you were offering your effort, your energy, your time, your dedication to a project, a person, a group. Anyway, whatever it was, you know what it was specifically. But I think that was what this burden was that you had to release. And that can be why you need to be aware of potentially being closed off to making that, to offering your energy in that way, offering your love, your time, your effort, whatever it was in the root of the situation that you offered that ultimately made you feel burdened. Being closed off to making that type of offer again can also make you be, feel and be closed off from yeah, I've got the Ten of Crystals, the Emperor here. So that, it can also make you be closed off from receiving, like we were talking about, in the near future and in the root of the situation, or the outcome rather. It can also make you be closed off from receiving that type of offer, that type of love, because this, as these changes are happening, the death of the old and the renewal of self, and the getting to know yourself on a new level, and these newer, truer parts that we were talking about, as you free yourself from old ways, old patterns, take a break from whomever, whatever you need to in order to do so, and just revamp yourself. And as those changes are happening, new possibilities are opening up, and the divine, the multiverse, they will be making these types of offers to you, Virgos, and you have to be open to receiving them. And I think the message for some of you is, you be aware that you can be closed off to receiving by being closed off to giving, and to being closed off to making these types of loving, supportive, kind offers that you made in the root of the situation. I'm not saying that you have to make the exact same offer or type of offer, even to the same person or people or group or project, or make any offer at all to that same person, group, project, right? I'm not saying that, but you can't be closed off from making them at all. Because some of you in the outcome by the end of Taurus season 2019 here, Virgos, are feeling disillusioned, allowing, the light that is being shed on this new version, this revealed, newer, truer version of yourself to guide the way, But a lot of you are failing to listen to your inner wisdom, or realizing that the wisdom that you need to guide you forward isn't yet within you, and you need to look without, or to the divine in general. And you are receiving, gifts from the divine, this light, this sort of beacon to guide you forward in the near future. And ultimately that is enough to disillusion a lot of you by the end of Taurus season, about whomever or whatever light needs shed upon. But for others, you're remaining sort of feeling lost and anxious to some extent, because you are needing to listen to these signs, wisdom, guidance, words from the divine, your assistance beyond the veil. It has to do with you reaching security, moving away from, I believe, things that were unhealthy attachments for you, and toward new levels of mastering your physical reality, your income, likely your resources, again, your security. Shedding some sort of toxic, addictive, again, unhealthy attachment in some way. And it's painful, and everything is falling apart at the same time, but it's also indicative of a major cycle completing. Not one that's going to be celebrated, it doesn't feel or look like, but should be. But for eventually, when you look back on this, it will be, because it's a graduation to a new level of being, and again, understanding of self. And so with that, everything else around self, but currently, with everything falling apart, shedding things to that are painful for most of you to shed, it doesn't really, the independence doesn't really feel good, or is in question still. The entire episode may have messed with your independence in general, or specifically financial independence, promise of, anyway. I think it leaves you feeling uninspired, but there is this gift that but I think the message here is that there's this gift coming in the near future that you need to see for what it is. Likely an opportunity that you cannot control when or where it presents itself. An opportunity that you just have to make sure you don't miss. And I think it's just an opportunity to allow the divine to guide you forward through maybe signs, synchronicities, if that's something that happens for you that you need to have your eyes open to, or maybe through someone who can be a type of guide or teacher of sorts, if that's what you've been looking for. Someone who seems close to spirit, maybe who is, or just that voice within that is your connection to source, or again, angels, guides, ancestors, whomever, whatever is a divine connection label for you in particular, right? Being open to that, listening to that, receiving, at least giving your time and energy to those types of connections, right? As painful as these perspective, inner and outer shifts can be that are happening, What are the positive changes and possibilities that come as a result as well? Asking that question. I think we'll leave this general reading at that. We only have about 10 minutes for your love reading, Virgos. But also additionally, Virgos, for that last reading coming through for some of you was just that whatever you were working on, whatever you were passionately working on, it may just not have been ready yet. It may have been urging you with the moon card reverse and the outcome to entertain, make time to use the energy of the moon. Allow it to aid you in completing anything that you've been passionate about working on, any passion projects. May just not have been ready in the past. But as far as your love reading, Virgos, for Taurus season 2019, we have the Four of Fire, the Four of Wands here so far. The Star card, again, you may be interacting with an Aquarius, with Aquarius energy in your own chart, or someone close to you involved in some way in a love life situation for you. Aquarius, again, Aquarius energy in your own chart, or someone close to you, influencing your love life. Not necessarily someone you're involved with, but someone you are influenced, or who could be influencing your love life. Someone maybe who would encourage or like or maybe even insist for some of you on traditional values, habits in your love life in some way that you've maybe broken away from, or just maybe someone you were very committed to who you've broken away from, separated from. Whatever that change of faith and ritual in the root of the situation, there's been a healing that's been taking place, a lengthy healing that star card again, like the one that showed up in the first reading when we saw the star card as well, or again, it's Aquarius energy. In both readings, there's a lot of energy of the truth showing itself, of everything being stripped away, but the truth of you, of your situation, of those around you, likely, and the opportunities that bear truth, especially of and in, coming from, shining from you and the divine, and the connection that light coming from the both of you makes and is, and the opportunities that opens up and presents for you. The brilliance in and of you that it reveals in Taurus season 2019, Virgos. If you are too much in your head and not enough in your body, definitely be aware that that could be negatively affecting your love lives at this time. Maybe you see that specifically. It looks like at present you have a happy home, a happy, secure, comfortable, peaceful, pleasant, inviting, cozy, warm home. And often it's secure because of a partnership. But it's stable, it's balanced, even if there is no partnership. I feel like that's because of this breaking away from tradition, breaking away from an old way of being, worship, or from an old faith, old traditions. An old way of managing relationships, a particular relationship, maybe, since this is a love reading, but it's a direct result that you have this stable, secure, happy home now, and there's been this lengthy healing in between in the recent past, which is, I'm sure is still in process, this getting to know oneself and showing faith in oneself that continues. And the truth you're seeing there is that it has been quite a burden, Virgos. You're getting a break now, and one that you need, that you deserve. And it feels like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, but you need this break. You deserve this break. And you still need to heal for a while. You have the Four of Water, the Four of Shells here. You still need to heal. You still need to be in withdrawal for a while. Just make sure it's not a withdrawal where you are always inside, always in front of a computer, never getting enough exercise, too much in your mind, too much overthinking, not enough in your body. Your path has led you this non-traditional, unique path, and changing, again, either your faith or what you have faith in, or what it is about your life and who you are that gives you faith in yourself and in your environment. Your ability to build one that makes you feel secure even on your own. Like I said, even if it's not with somebody, but for a lot of you it is. It's with somebody who makes you feel secure. But you still need time to heal. Like I said, this healing is continuing. This is a lengthy healing that can't be rushed, and that is about getting to know yourself. Maybe through your astrology specifically, that could be an indication of paying attention to what's going on with your astrology, getting to know more about it, being open to that. Definitely being open to gifts from the divine, if we're linking this reading with the first one, for sure. Coming in that form, in that way. But I think in your home environment or close to it, your family or home environment, within your close connections, I do think you're seeing love and someone that you can choose to trust and choose to love. And at the same time, I think you know that you're still soul searching and in a period of reevaluating self and others, and maybe this person and how you feel about it. And maybe you are seeing an opportunity and a gift from the divine in the form of this connection and this possibility of a new relationship with this new person as well. And it does seem and feel and look like real love, like a love that you can trust. And maybe, do spend time with this person, Virgos, and especially if there's someone who helps you get out of your head and into your body. definitely be outside and be in nature if you can be, but if not, bring plants into the home. You can also get into your body by singing and dancing. And if you need a private reading from me, Virgos, just scroll down to the description box below. We can expand on this reading, talk more about the outcome here and the near future and the outcome. You've got the Page of Fire in the reverse, so no message coming in or going out from a fire sign in the near future. But if you're already happily with somebody, then more so passion projects, work that you're passionate about, lacking energy probably as a result of your love life, or you know, if that's the love life is the project that you're passionate about, or someone that you're passionate about is what needs worked on, then that may be lacking energy, lacking communication, if that's what needs to happen here. But again, I think this break is needed, and you need to focus on getting into your own body and out of your own mind about the situation. Ultimately, you are absolved. There's truth here. Again, getting to know yourself is leading on this path to being honest with not only you, but everyone around you, and including specifically the person you're with, or needing to be honest with. There's this honesty, this truth, everything coming to light, and you being fated really to move forward with that freedom, Virgos. Regardless of what happens between you and that person, specifically no communication in the very near future. If it's a fire sign again, but that can also just represent someone that you feel very passionate about, with it being a fire message. I'm sorry to cut this short, but again, ultimately, you're forgiving yourself and this other person and being honest with yourself and this other person, and the healing for you is going to continue, and you're going to feel free of this, regardless, Virgos. But yeah. Someone else just may not be ready. So yeah, check out the description if you're interested in a private reading. There's links. There's my email, LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. I love you, Virgos. Make wise choices for yourself moving forward. I will post another reading for you very soon. Thank you for all of your support, and take care until then.